3 of Africa's premier sports video podcast, the 3 Quarters Podcast. Remember to jump onto the hashtag 3QP and let us know what you like to see in the world of sport and what you'd like to see on the show. I'm Jemima Duffield.
And I'm Narakamuya.
So match day, E.P.L.
Yeah.
Match day 22.
Yes.
West Ham versus Arsenal. Arsenal fans, man, they've been anyway. 1-0 to West Ham. Brighton versus Liverpool. 1-0 to Liverpool. Chelsea versus Newcastle. 2-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Tottenham versus Man United has not happened
yet.
Yeah,
it's going on as we speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Man City versus Wolves will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
So are the results as you expected?
No, of course not. I mean, West Ham versus Arsenal. Everyone expected Arsenal to beat West Ham.
I just had to ask.
Yeah, it's Arsenal again, just showing you. I mean, you go through a fantastic period, then you just start butchering. I mean, you lose to Liverpool, you barely make it against I can't remember the next guys they played. Then West Ham is here. It's just annoying. But look, granted, I'm making noise because I'm an Arsenal fan. Yep. But on the other hand, you have to congratulate West Ham. They did play well on the day, and they did deserve the win. For the other ones, Brighton versus Liverpool, I expected Liverpool to be a bit more convincing.
Yes.
In their win. Not the case. Chelsea versus Newcastle, fantastic belt of a goal from Willian. Second goal for Chelsea. So yes, again, also Chelsea did deserve to win that particular game.
So preview of match day 23.
Yeah.
We have Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. 80% on Liverpool, 6% on Crystal Palace. Man United versus Brighton. 72 on Man United, 10 on Brighton. Arsenal versus Chelsea. I think this was influenced by Arsenal's performance. 33 on Arsenal, 41 on Chelsea.
Yeah.
Huddersfield versus Man City. 6 on Huddersfield and 82 on Man City. And then Fulham versus Tottenham. 16 on Fulham and 61 on Tottenham. Are those as you expected?
Yeah. Of course, the feature game in all of match day 23 is going to be Arsenal versus Chelsea. It's a London derby at the Emirates. And while on form, that prediction is actually correct. I like saying that with derbies, you're never too sure. It's not about form. It's about the emotion on the day. And it's a big game. So, of course, I would like Arsenal to win. But if I'm being pragmatic, I think it's going to be a draw on the day. I think Arsenal will be able to match up to whatever firepower Chelsea brings.
Yep, well, we'll get to see when we do the review next week.
Yep.
So we move on to the Sports Personality of the Year Award, which happened a little earlier this January. And for Sportsman of the Year, we had Eliud Kipchoge, who also won the sports, overall Personality of the Year.
Yeah.
Sportswoman was Beatrice Chepkoech.
Yes.
I'm hoping I got that right. Then for the Sports Team of the Year, we had Harambee Stars, who, have had a decent season.
Yeah.
So, well done to everyone who was even nominated. We had a few of our rugby boys there as well.
Yes.
And, girl.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think pretty well represented.
Yeah, pretty well represented. First time it's at the coast, by the way. It was in Mombasa.
Man, I wish I went.
Same here. Same here. I wish I did go. Eliud Kipchoge, for me, I knew it was going to be very difficult to beat Eliud Kipchoge. Reason being, you've just been voted IWF World, Sports Person of the Year. SOYA, come on. You're on the world stage. They're recognizing you as the greatest athlete for 2018. So, of course, when it comes to Kenya, he's going to get it. Yeah. So, it was going to be tough for the William Barkers and the likes going up against Eliud Kipchoge. And I think even them, deep down, they knew it was going to be tough. Harambee Stars is the other one I would like to mention because Harambee Stars have not particularly had a fantastic last few years, primarily because of the politics that's in the FKF. But last year, in the game against Ethiopia, in which the government, agreed to, make it free, they beat Ethiopia at home, and FIFA had a hearing with regard to Sierra Leone. The ban for Sierra Leone continues, and then it means that Kenya did qualify. Remember, they were in a pool with Ghana, who are, African top teams, one of the top teams in Africa. So to qualify for the AFCON 2019. That's going to be later on this year. 14 years, actually 15 years since they last qualified. 2004 was the last time they went at the Cup of Nations in Tunisia. It's been a good year for Harambee Stars, we must say that. So I think they also did deserve to be named Team of the Year.
Yeah. Just a small mention to the Kenya Lionesses, who were also nominated. I think they've had a very good season, and they've been, first time they were actually invited to the or qualified rather for the Dubai Sevens. Usually they go as an invitational side. And that just shows the work that the girls have put in. And we can only wish all the athletes who are there, the best, and may they soar higher.
That's true.
So on to tennis. Andy Murray, 31-year-old, says this may be his last Wimbledon. He sees himself, retiring after that. And all the greats are like, they actually feel it. They're like, we're going to feel this one.
Andy Murray has been having a chronic hip problem for the last several years. And it's become too intense for him. He is unable to withstand the pain anymore. And as a result of that, he has said that he should be retiring after Wimbledon. There are hopes that he would participate at the Australian Open. That's happening in a few weeks, but he won't be able to. The reason why Andy Murray will be remembered is because at a time when British tennis was really low, he was the person who stood out. He has been an Olympic champion. He has, won 3 Grand Slams. Jesus, Grand Slams. He's won 3 Grand Slams. So he has been a class act in the tennis, and especially in an era. This is considered the best era for tennis, especially the men. You have Roger Federer, you have Novak Djokovic, you have Rafael Nadal, and Andy Murray is there, toe to toe with these guys. He's going to be remembered when it's all said and done. It's going to be sad for tennis to see him leave. But look, his hip problems are a bit too much. I don't think he'll be able to measure up going forward. I
think it's always sad to see a player stop playing because of an injury. Not because you got old and your body couldn't take it anymore, but just because of something that, like, it's a recurring injury. It's one of those where you'll play and then it'll hurt and then you'll stop, you'll rest, you'll start again. So I think that's primarily one of the reasons why it's sad to see him leave. But he'll be remembered. He'll definitely be remembered.
That's true.
So now we move on to basketball, where we're looking at the all-star squads, where the fans voting has been has finished basically. Last year we had the 67th edition where it was Team LeBron versus Team Curry, basically. And Team LeBron winning that, I think 149 to 145. So how do you think it's going to look this year?
This year's edition is going to be on Sunday, 17th February. It's going to be in Charlotte. And as you're saying, the fans voting has completed. We're waiting for the media, but in the West, with the voting completed for the fans, for the front court, we have LeBron James, Luka Doncic from Dallas. There's Paul George from Oklahoma. There's Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Steven Adams, who is a shocker for me, I won't lie. Nikola Jokic, Kyle Kuzma, Draymond Green, and DeMarcus Cousins. For the guards, we have Steph Curry, Derrick Rose, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. In the East front court, the fans vote. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak. We have Kawhi Leonard. We have Joel Embiid. We have Jason Tatum. We have Jimmy Butler. We have Blake Griffin. We have Vince Carter, who's 40 plus, by the way. We have Gordon Hayward. We have Pascal Siakam, and we have Al Horford from Boston Celtics. In the guards, we have Kyrie Irving. We have Dwayne Wade. We have Kemba Walker, Ben Simmons, Victor Oladipo, Kyle Lowry, Zach LaVine, Jeremy Lin, Gordon Dragic, and Bradley Beal. Of course, the list is not complete because the media still has to vote. But there's discussions about the fact that, for example, in the West, and it's a list actually we did talk about on last week's show, Denver are the ones who have the best record in the West. Yet, in this list, we only have one person from Denver, Nikola Jokic. So we wait for what the media is going to vote on, but I don't know. I mean, personally, I would like to see a bit more competition at the All-Stars. Yes, I know it's exhibition. Yes, I know it's all about fun, but I'd like to see a bit more of defense when it comes to the All-Stars, and I hope that happens. We saw flashes of it last year. It had become a bit boring, I won't lie to you, previously, because it was all about just taking shots and points.
Yep.
We saw a bit of it last year, and I only hope it can get better with this year's edition.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we move on to our bonus topic, which revolves around football, Kenyan football, to be more precise. So Dennis Oliech, comes back. He plays in a Gor Mahia game, well, on the Gor Mahia side, and he actually scores the winner. And now we hear that he's being signed to Gor Mahia. Rumors are that it's a 300,000 shilling deal, and it should be a 2-year contract. Now, well, even though we're not, sure of the numbers because they refuse to confirm. I think he will be a good addition to Gor Mahia. I think when you compare football, in Europe and football here, I mean, they're two different levels. I definitely think he's one of those players. He's like your Collins and Jarrett. He inspires confidence, in the team. People will pull up their socks. I just want to see how he'll gel with the other players.
It's gonna be a tough one. Look, there's no denying what Dennis Oliech has been to the Kenyan football scene. And for anyone who's watched football in the last 20 or so years, they know who Dennis Oliech is. Dennis Oliech broke out in the early 2000s. The memory that sticks with me is, maybe it's because I was at that game. There's Kenya versus Cape Verde in 2003. And he knocked in a thunderous strike. He was only, I think, 18 years at that time. Thunderous strike.
He's not still 18.
Yeah. Wow, African footballers, eh? Anyway, that goal is what took Kenya to the African Cup of Nations in 2004. And that's when he got exposed to the world stage. And he was signed by a club in Qatar, which offered him a hell lot of money to give up his citizenship to go play for Qatar. Dennis Oliech refused. He decided to stick with Kenya. He decided to be a Kenyan citizen and decided to continue playing for Harambee Stars. Shortly thereafter, he was signed by Nantes in France, and that's where he played majority of his career. So he's the one who opened up the door for professional footballers in England. We talk about McDonald Mariga, we talk about Victor Wanyama, who've come after him, but he's the one who actually paved the way. Okay, you'll talk about, what was his name? There's a guy, Divock Origi's father. I forget his name. No, I forget his name. He was a guy in the 90s. He went to Genk a long time ago. But anyway, Gor Mahia, does he still have it? I don't think so. I think he's old. Dennis is old now, but he can be able to do what he did like that last week. He's still that clinical. He still has that touch. 300,000 might be a bit too much for Gor Mahia, but you see also on the return, you can imagine the number of jerseys that are going to be sold. You can imagine the number of guys who are going to be coming to watch or going to watch Gor Mahia games because of Dennis Oliech. He hasn't played in Kenya for nearly 15 years. So Michael Koth, that was his name, Divock Origi's father. But yeah, it's a good move for Gor from a commercial standpoint, and also just honoring Dennis Oliech, as he retires or as he comes to the end of his career.
Well, we'll wait and see, how he performs with the rest of his teammates and for his new team. And we wish him the best of luck, obviously. That's all we have time for today, though. But guys, remember you can find us on social media. That is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Denise Duffield.
And I'm Naro Kamuya.
#3Q.